We have 54.79. We have NASDAQ of 19,130. Again, bouncing off that pivot level from the overnight 12 a.m. area. If they fail this candle, I'm going to look to play down to 19,000. I still think we'll retest the overnight lows here at some point with this amount of IV. Was IV higher or lower? Much lower yesterday. IV is way higher today. It has been, I think, since about April or March. I'd have to look. I'm ecstatic with 0.5. I don't know what to do with 3% day. That's exactly what I said about the other people. Some people posted a 100% day yesterday. And I'm like, how do y'all do it? 3% to me is phenomenal. Phenomenal. It was one of the top days of the year. And if I have a good day today, it'll be my best week of the year. It's crazy. If I had a 100% day, I would retire. I'd be like, I'm done. I'm done. Withdraw money and make your account smaller, so you'll get a 100% day. Oh yeah. You know it. 54.84 green pop up to 85. That's about a 15-point pop there. Let's see. Apple is driving lower. Nvidia is driving lower. Microsoft is up. The Dow and the Russell are both doing their poppy things. VIX is coming off again. $19,124. Let's see here. 54.25 here is the main GEX. 54.25. They are building 5,500. We have bottom wick galores on the 5-minute and the 15 is a large hammer. 30-minute hammer, 60-minute hammer, of course. And the 120 is an even bigger hammer, climbing into 54.94. If they clear this position and they do start to uptrend, I'll be gunning for the 55.05 on the ES. VIX still rolling off here. 1732. But I'm going to stick to my guns. What I said yesterday is that expect nothing. I would, I guess, expect nothing and expect everything at the same time. So just be very careful. You know, the IV's jacked, and if they do decide to pump this VIX down after yesterday's session, that it could be in for a wild day. Wild day. All right, y'all quit with the pictures for the morning. It's a little too early for that. Let's wait until market's dead out a little bit. A little bit of top wick here, ES. NASDAQ is 19 coming off again, so keep an eye. We have another divergence here between the NASDAQ and ES in terms of price action right now. ES is coming back off. NASDAQ is dropping back down. Nice little move. Apple's dropping. And keep an eye out for this move. 15-minute, 19,019. Not yet. Not yet. All will be well. Patience. That's right. That's right. So today, in addition to what we had at 8:30, we have Michigan Consumer at the top of the hour. We have Fed GDP in 48 minutes. And that is it for the day in terms of catalysts. Monday, we have absolutely nothing. Tuesday, we have CB Consumer Confidence and JOLTS job openings. Wednesday, we have FOMC. We have ADP non-farm employment. We have crude oil, Chicago PMI. Thursday, we have initial jobless claims like we always do in ISM manufacturing. And then Friday, we have non-farm payrolls. So next week is going to be a plethora of price action. NASDAQ is coming off. ES is coming off. They dropped down to 54.70 there before wicking. And if this breaks lower, I'm going to take my first play of the day here. First IBKR play. I've already closed out my top step for the day. On top step, I shorted oil down from 78 to where we are now. Had my blood drawn this morning. I saw I was a little uncommunicative at the data point. Had to be there at 7:30. I was working out my garage yesterday when I heard noises, and this thing appeared. Thought it was to battle some raccoons for a second. Yeah. I think that cat wants to tell you about the Anderson sisters. Am I looking to short NASDAQ? Potentially. Potentially. Sanderson? Or I think it's Sanderson sisters. Sanderson sisters. NASDAQ has 19,000 liquidity. ES is still pinned flat. Back and forth. I want to put me on a directional play. When you get a chance, can you point me in the right direction for IBKR videos and how to use their platform? They're just confusing to learn. I do have the video. I made one video about IBKR. I'll get that for you. There you go. NASDAQ is still dropping here. NVIDIA, Apple, all dropping. VIX came back up. So overall, we have a lot of pushing and pulling, but the rotation still looks alive. The Dow, the Russell's still climbing. JPY. It's going to be a feisty year, man. Feisty year. I think 2024 will be one for the books. The USD yen rate looks like it's ready to enter another leg down into the 150 area. What is needed for premiums to normalize? Things are dang expensive. Well, I mean, we have the VIX into the 17. We have a high IV with a volatile environment, which is why I think today could be a kill the VIX day as they roll premiums off to get ready for FOMC. It's not in their best interest to be keeping premiums this high for this long into FOMC because it's lost opportunity. They want to, because now that the VIX is nicely inflated, awesome opportunity to start shorting, especially the puts. Roll things off, kill the VIX down, and then re-prepare for next week's volatility. Because not only do we have FOMC on Wednesday, we have non-farm payroll on Friday, which is arguably the second biggest catalyst we are dealing with now. So Wednesday, Friday are going to be a 1-2 punch. And that'll get us into August. So August now will deal with what happens on FOMC if they cut, which right now they're pricing in a pause. And then, of course, going into this monstrosity of a political atmosphere we have and, whatever the Twilight Zone reveals to us next. Sell a credit spread. There you go. He was selling his positions within 10 to 15 minutes of posting on X. These guys are really scum. They have the best info traders here. Hard work and knowledge you have to continue to learn. There you go. Good morning, Mahir. How you doing? Arctic Wolf. How's everybody doing? End of month window dressing next week. There you go. I would like to see one more flush before they get this thing back up there, but I don't know if we'll get it. We'll see. I don't know if we'll get it. SPX is still building 5,500 GEX here. Keyword there is they're building that. The options flow right now is straight call buying on NVIDIA. Market net flow is bullish. So far, our option chain is not pricing in a downside move at the moment. ES going higher. NASDAQ is trying to creep back up. I'm going to try to let y'all know when I'm in a position as early as I can when I take it. Right now, nothing. Nothing. IV is 21%. Much higher than that. IV right now is 33%. What you're looking at is the average IV that IBKR offers. So you want to look at the actual contract IV. A little bit of red. SPX is currently 54.33, 54.43. Nvidia is coming off hard. Premiums are freaking juiced. Build into positions. Twilight Zone is no joke. It's incredibly wild, ridiculous, absurd. Yep. Oh man, 19,000 coming off here. NASDAQ is dropping again. New low of the day for the NASDAQ. ES is coming off all the way down. 54.77. And looking for seeing if NASDAQ can grab that liquidity down here. I'd love to get a couple of icebergs on here, more than what we've got. We've got a couple on, but they're small. 200, 200, another one small as 8. And yesterday we saw a phenomenal amount of icebergs on the tape. With today's IV, I'd expect a release of pressure here after the 10 o'clock news and the shift out of the top of the hour. Yeah, rotation still in the Dow. $19.54.80. Does rotation speak of further downside? If that keeps rocketing like that, yeah. So if they keep rotating into the small caps like this, then yeah, absolutely. Nvidia is still dropping, Apple is still dropping, Microsoft is still dropping. We have liquidity 19,054.45 on ES. 30-minute large top wick, 60-minute Doge, 120-minute large engulfing red. 5 minutes starting to build an engulfing red itself. Now we're coming off here, 54.77. IV at the money positions is 33%. Liquidity is dropping 54.60, 54.70. So let's just see what happens the next 10 minutes. Good morning, everyone. Hello from Israel. Today, rest day, so we'll look at potential trades. Welcome, Damien. Hope you're having a fantastic time. Awesome pictures, though. I'm enjoying the content so far. You going to the Olympics at all, or you just there for family? I think the Olympics are your neck of the woods, right? No, they in France. Yeah, I think that's where he's ultimately headed. I think so. I don't know. I could be wrong. I thought he was headed to France eventually. Top wick again on ES. Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft still rolling. I need to go look at my volume chart here. me 1 second. Oil is still downtrending as well. If they take out this area, I'll be looking for a further breach. But 240. Where we bounced yesterday at 54.33 was right smack dab in the middle of the main pivot level and the culmination of my downside thesis for this move. I was looking for a mid to lower 5400 touch. That's exactly where we bounced yesterday at 54.33. If you go back and look, there are major POCs in that area going back into early May. And then yesterday's pop was right at 54 or 55.30, which was right there at 0.10, and that was right inside that consolidation from June. So the market's playing levels of levels, and now we're smack dab in the middle of it. They are holding the POC today, which is 54.81, and if they continue to hold that and they kill the VIX after we get through this data, I'll play the upside. If they break it and begin to top wick off of it, then I'll consider downside positioning. I use the POCs on the 4-hour chart the same way some people use VWAP, and of course when I do have VWAP on my chart, the way I use it, which is not bouncing off of it, it's more of a litmus test of market activity. When we're above VWAP and trending away from it, you don't want to short. When we're below VWAP and trending away from it, you don't want to long. Same concept. Late to the Olympics, could not pass up the trip to Israel. Israeli friend invited me to join his tour free of charge. Very cool. Yeah, it's an incredible trip, man. ES still smack dab in the middle of the range, 54.82, back and forth, red, green. I'm bored here waiting for levels to break. Somebody, I forget who it was. It wasn't a very prominent account, posted yesterday, and it was a fantastic quote. I wish I retweeted it. That they said that if you continually throw down your risk or your hard-earned money on suboptimal entries, aka scalping every candle, aka taking unqualified moves, you're going to destroy your system and your emotions. It's going to be hard for you to build a system because the data on which you are relying and analyzing is suboptimal, because you're just taking trades left and right, 30 trades a day, who cares? And you're patting yourself on the back and saying yay me when it goes right, and you're completely disheveled when it goes wrong. Instead, what you need to do is be very patient and wait for a good qualified setup, waiting for a good hard pivot, waiting for a good swing trade, waiting for a good hard resistance or support, and then take that trade so you can make, and because then, even when you are wrong when that happens, you have a good basis on which to analyze why it went wrong, and then fix whatever needs to be fixed. Maybe you're just early, maybe you're just late, whatever. So it's kind of like a sniper, man. A sniper does not have a machine gun. A sniper has a sniper rifle, and he takes one well-placed shot, and it's a very effective shot. So that's what you need to be, is take good qualified setup moves, which requires patience. And what kind of led me to say that is what Kevin just said there, is that it requires patience. That's why I've only taken, 7 or 8 swing trades posted this year, and they're all bangers, because I'm very, very patient with where I set these things and where you wait for it. So, and I get it, trust me, especially, that's why I have to turn off my prop firm, because prop firm puts you in a different state of mind, and it turns you into a machine gunner. Oh, there's a move, click, there's a move, click, there's a move, click. And by the time you know it, last 2 hours later, you're in 10 trades, which is way too much. So, qualified moves only. Qualified moves only. 5 minutes until liquidity. Yesterday, I took 30 trades that were qualified on pivots and volume. All due respect, you didn't take 30 trades that were qualified. You took 30 trades, but they weren't qualified. There aren't 30 qualified trades on a day. I'm happy you got money, but no hate, trust me, no hate. But you didn't take. There aren't 30 qualified trades. There just aren't. $54.82. Do I use market internals such as Vol, Add, and Tick? I personally do not. What's up, Dave No Cop? How you doing? It has been years. I personally do not, but I do like the concept of it. Anytime you could do internals and people in the server that use it. Yeah. As a newbie, what are the parameters of a qualified trade? Um, well, it depends on your personal system. My personal system is I want to be able to have a good, either a pivot or a breakthrough of a move with volume, or without a volume if it's a low volume test at a key level. So the market is going to present its true intentions at key levels most of the time. Not all the time, because nothing's 100%. So when you come up to an important level in the market, whether it be a key support, a call wall, a volatility trigger on the option chain, whichever it is, then you start to look for how the market's going to manage. Like, for example, yesterday, NASDAQ bounced off to the penny off of one of my macro levels and rocketed 300 points. That's not a coincidence. It's not like, it's also not, it seems impressive. It's fun when a market bounces off your level that accurately, but it's not incredibly hard to analyze. All you have to do is go back and look at the reason I'll calculate those levels is off of a key fluctuation in the market. And when you take those levels, it's all driven by the underlying price action and structure of the market. So anywhere that the market has built-in foundation is where I want to start looking for a potential qualified move where we have volume go. So took puts to low a day and low yesterday and calls all the way up. Nice. Some people might do multiple trades and what others consider as one long. Yeah, I think that's the translation there. Absolutely. Yep. I think it depends on how the prop firm calculates trades. I know if I enter 5 MAQ, it counts as 10 trades. Yep. Yeah, that's why you can't rely on the parameter, the analytics of prop firms. That exact reason. I think one time it told me I took 130 trades in a week when I didn't. It's because I dollar cost average into the micros and because it counts 2 trades when you close out. So, and the whole point is, again, yesterday, and I'll throw a bone to Christos here, is that yesterday, if there was an opportunity to take many trades, yesterday was it, because there was a phenomenal amount of price action yesterday. And yesterday was a day where you could enter way late and still make a boatload of money. Normally, though, normally is what I'm saying here is that waiting for high qualified moves is going to be your best bet. Do I think oil may push lower? I think it will be. The market is heavily starting to price in, like I said, a Trump presidency as the polls come out in favor, and I think that is going to drive oil lower and lower. I think oil potentially could breach into the upper 60s. Liquidity is gone. We have less than a minute until news, so be careful on your positioning. No positions for me currently. I'm just doing a lot of yapping. Here we go. Yep, I would expect gold and silver to go down as well. But the caveat is now, like I said, we're dealing with so many headwinds right now, aside from the political stuff, is that we have the Japan intervention, and the rate cut cycle, the policy shift. We haven't even heard about China-Taiwan lately. Hopefully, whoever the new president is gets us out of that deal. But I appreciate that, Christos. I love having you here. I love your feedback. It's good stuff. Isn't China's economy melting down over real estate? It is, yeah. As is Japan's, too. All right, a little bit of green reaction so far into 54.90, which is right at the pre-market high. And also the imbalance from PCE at 0.830. Market flow right now is very bullish on the option chain. It's all call buying right now. 55.50 and 53.80 are the two big X today. 5,500. Large green coming up. We have iceberg filled. That's that last iceberg that was on the tape here, right into the 5,500 area. VIX dropped down to 1719. Everything else seems to be in a tailwind at the moment. The data point broke by feet for 10 seconds. There you go. Let's see. What time is it? 10 o'clock. NASDAQ's coming up here, 19,175. ES is 54.94. Just took out pre-market highs as in holding. And already this is a 60-point move off of yesterday's lows. The options chain nailed yesterday's move. The net flow turned incredibly bearish at 1:43 p.m. Eastern Time. And that thing just tanked the market. $492. VIX still rolling off hard. $94 still going so far. That's about a 20-point move already on news. NASDAQ popped back up to 176, 180, but is rejecting the POC back down. So yet again, still divergences across ES and NASDAQ. Dow and Russell are still going higher. $54.91. What's Skyview? Be careful, traders. Feels good to end a great week super green. It does. It does. $54.91. NASDAQ still not moving. Like I said, I'm not in any rush to put on a trade here. I'm going to get something good qualified. I'm going to get something patiently waiting and see what can happen here. I don't want to get caught with my pants down. Plus, I haven't eaten today, and I had a blood drawn this morning. I'm feeling a little woozy here. All right. Do I feel the concept of higher lower highs and lower lows is incorrect? Because when we make that lower high, they probably sweep it so you can see that price tail traps for retail. I do like the concept. I mean, really all that is just, you know, a word salad for trend. When you're making higher highs and higher lows, that's just, you know, a word casserole for a trend up. That's all it is. It's kind of what I posted the other day on the stream analysis, is that if you're looking to long, you want to wait for the market to start recapturing those highs, because every time that the bulls hit, it was quickly rejected before we reattached to a new prior high, which tells us that all we're doing is putting in lower highs and lower lows, which is a downtrend. It's just a way to conceptualize a trend on the market. So, yeah, I mean, in essence, I do. I think it's a great way to cage your expectations, because if you are someone who's constantly trying to reverse the trend, then you want to watch out for that stuff, because on the daily chart, weekly chart, if we're constantly putting in higher highs and higher lows, you don't want to really look for a reversal. The market doesn't work at a pivot that way, or at least so fast where you can't catch an entry. At least we're going to go into a consolidation phase, which we know as a distribution, which will break the higher low, higher high. ES 54.82 dropping. And as I'm yapping, we're dropping. That was a 20-point drop. Coming off. Sorry, that was too loud. I'm a really good whistler. 54.42 on down. Interesting. All the way down to the POC right there. You're welcome. My doctor wants me to get my testosterone levels tested because he thinks they're too high, but I get up too early. I haven't been able to do the test for 6 months. Can't sleep in, wired that day. Yeah, trust me, I've been trying to get on testosterone for years. They won't do it. I've had my testosterone tested at 1200, tested at 980, and he just won't give it to me. When you whistle the Vic spike, try that again. That's what today was, actually. I got a blood test today for that. To be fair, 1200, 980 are both pretty high. Yeah, it's very high. I have no problem putting on muscle. It's actually one of my... I'm blessed to be able to put on strength and muscle very fast. But I want more. 200, more. 300, more. I want 2000 levels, baby. I'm almost about to be 40, man. I only have a few more years left of good, solid muscle production before I enter the old man phase. I need that 500 back squat. 5483, still looking to drop. If we take out the 5-minute POC, which right here is 5480. Also, by the way, the 4-hour POC is 5480. That's where I'll look to start shorting this baby. Once we collapse under the POC and start taking out market structure, which is a change of character for our other people, that's when I'll look to play down. Got to smooth talk the doc to giving you more. It says maintenance after 40. 5480. There we go. Beautiful. Nvidia getting pummeled, Apple getting pummeled. You probably don't have too high of testosterone, you probably have too high of estrogen. $54.76, that's a break below prior pivots, prior POCs. 15-minute is top wick on down. And this is the pivot about 54.76. Xavier. That guy's... Are you in here, Xavier? I don't know. Are you a member? Wasn't a smear. Most guys have too high of estrogen. I have 5 boys. Testosterone isn't a problem in my household. There you go. Yeah, everybody I've known have taken it has said it's a life-changing drug, not because of, obviously, muscle maintenance, but quality of life. Top wick back over, but they all probably had low levels to begin with. Took a short early, but it was way too early and stopped me out. This one I'm more confident and have better stop. I need to get better downsizing and taking a wider stop. Always feel the lower R's. Well, IV is still very high. I still think we're going to get a move today. Watch this area right here. This is important. Property damage. Man, what a move that was. That was already a 20-point sell-off in one candle. NASDAQ just put in a new low as well. NASDAQ is getting pummeled. Might look at NASDAQ here too. VIX is not mean reverting still. Keep an eye on the VIX. $54.82. Nope, we haven't closed under the POC yet. Haven't closed under the POC yet. Until we close under it, we don't have a change in character yet or a breach of support. Am I expecting a 10% correction? No, in fact, I think the move that we have gotten is the extent of the downside that we are expecting for this cycle. Now, what happens after the FOMC, I'll have to go by VPA, and when we do start the move, depending on where we are, I'll set my target for that one. But for this move, I set my target into the mid-5400s. Now, when the rate cuts do come, I expect a 30 to 35% correction when we actually do get into the rate cuts, which is not that far down considering how hard we've climbed since October. You know, 30% from here is what? Like 4,300? So, I mean, we're not talking about a lot here. 4,200. I'm looking at the 5 and the 4 hour. 5 minute, 4 hour. Y'all go to your local gym and look for the antsy dude pumping chest or squats. Yeah, it's just you can't trust that stuff, man. You don't know if it's silicone or what they're putting in you. I've heard some horror stories. The SEC is suing GameStop shorts. Yeah. You can always tell yesterday's 65-year-old man ripped benching 300. Yep. I knew a guy that took Dianabol for years. Yeah. What's up, Dan? Absolutely can't trade ES. Yeah, it's back and forth. Look at the 5. Look at the 15 minute. Doji, doji, doji. So, like I said, pick a spot, wait for it to close and wipe out that support or resistance, and then trade. Right now, we're smack dab in the middle. So I have no idea. If we close under 54.80, I'll consider a put. If we start to hammer here and start to get over 54.90, then I'll consider a long into 55.05. But right now, I'm just chillaxing. Chillaxing. Do kids say chillaxing anymore? Or is that an old term? Scalper's paradise. Yeah, I'd accept a 15 minute. Yeah. Let's go see what the options chain is looking at. The OC. Let's go check the OC. Can we start saying that? 54, 55, 5400. They've completely wiped off 5500. The change right now is 5400. So we have the positioning at. Let me go back to that. The overall positioning is 54, 55, and 5400. However, the change, the flow right now, is piling into 5400s by a long margin. Large margin. 5400s, which is 42 points down on the old S&P. And we are dojied out. I think we're going down, though. We're almost there. We're almost at my trigger. Let's see. I wonder what we're going to do to close the day, though. Right now, we have put buying on Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, Google, and actually call buying on NVIDIA right now. Not much. It's light, but it's there. We're right here smack dab in the middle. What's up, Maddie? Good morning. Bienvenidos. Konnichiwa. Cringe. $19,000 liquidity. Yeah, that's the main liquidity there down on NASDAQ. Yeah. Got a small iceberg down there too. ES is hanging out here. We have 5,500. Losing it. Just be patient, Dan. Just be patient. Go make you some gravy. Right now, we're still back and forth. Let's see. Learned a lot from you. Killed it yesterday. Beautiful, Maddie. Only 4 trades. Awesome. That's the way to do it, man. Get your licks in. How many San Marzanos I got? Right now, I've got a whole bucket full. So I got 30 or 40 right now ready to go into the sauce. But I had a weird. It's weird, man. Like it's almost August, and I'm just now getting red tomatoes. So that pot that what picture I showed you was the first haul for this garden. So usually it's a couple of weeks earlier. I'm starting to get red tomatoes. But top wicks here. Oh, talk about plants total. I've got 8 Marzanos. I've got 4 Amish paste, 2 Brandywines, and like 10 Romas. So I got a mixture. Usually I don't do Romas, but I did them this year. It's a new tomato. Haven't tried it yet. Top wick right there. Be careful. Watch here. The put flow is strong. I have cherry tomatoes for the last 6 weeks. Yeah. I didn't do any cherry tomatoes this year. I'm going to do them next year, though, again. Top wick. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. What's NASDAQ doing? NASDAQ is about to pump down. Oh, man. Do I risk it for the biscuit? It's closed. It looks like it's going to close under here. We have still 6 minutes until this candle closes. Just keep an eye on this thing. I'm going to bring up my contracts. Let's see. 54.40. If we did pump down here, I think SPX could at least get to... Man, these ranges are so big. 54.37 down into 54.30. I would probably play at 54.30. A little bit outside the money here once we get his confirmation lower, but I still need to close under the POC. Sun Gold and Bamia Roba tomatoes. Yep. I haven't grew Sun Gold. I actually tried to grow one of them this year. We didn't. It died on us though. So, but usually I'm doing the spoon tomatoes. Those are pretty good. Yeah, oil's breaking down into the 75s. Get some calcium nitrate for your tomatoes. Interesting. I'll take a look. Calcium nitrate. I did have a little bit of problem early on with some blossom end rot, but I put on some fertilizer that had calcium in it and took care of it. Haven't had a problem since, but I'll look at calcium nitrate. $54.84 back and forth. Yeah, oil is still getting pummeled right here. All the way down from 77.86 to 76.92. Coming on down to the 75s again. Y'all see that that poll that what's his name? What's his name did? The comedian. Dane Cook. Dane Cook alive. Yeah, apparently. The only thing I put on my tomatoes is calcium nitrate to keep them growing. I use diatomaceous earth to keep the bugs and grubs away. Nice. Mowed the lawn to keep me from trading in the open. Hey, whatever you got to do, man. Whatever you got to do to keep yourself from trading. If you got to go mow the lawn, do it. If you got to do push-ups, do it. You want to do some crunches, some clenches, do it. NASDAQ cannot break out. ES still can't get out here. We're still holding the POC. That's exactly why I want to wait until we break out that POC, because we keep using the POC as support. So in order for me to have a qualified put here, unless I want to scalp 10 points, which I don't really want to, I need to wait for a 15-minute closer at 54.80. Otherwise, if they continue to accumulate at that support, we're going up. The only trade I've taken today so far is a short on oil in my prop firm earlier today. And I've since closed out. And I will be patient. Homemade oatmeal cream pie. Heck yeah. All about that. I take the dogs out, change the baby, whatever I got to do to control myself. Yep. Boy, I look like a meth head sometimes. We grow Campari tomatoes. Haven't had those. All internals are pointing to trend up with the exclusion of tick, which is neutral/bearish. I would agree with you. Yeah, call buying right now is rampant. Put selling call buying just picked up in the last few minutes. The GEX is erratic. However, it is positioned at 5,400. What else we got? We have call buying on Meta and Nvidia and AMD for those that matter, and put buying on Google, Apple, Microsoft, and Tesla. Another large green candle right off the POC of 54.80. I'll go back on vacation so the market gets volatile. I love you, Robert. VIX is coming off again, 17. So, once again, back and forth. What prop firms do I use? I only use Top Step. That's it. I tried Apex, but it's a scam. So now I am solely on Top Step. But even then, I have trimmed back my prop firm trades a lot, and I'm pretty much only exclusively trading my IBKR now. $54.93. Large green coming up. Well, there's the inspector. Sweet. Right on cue. Did Apex end up paying out? Negative. Negative. All right. Again, if they break out this area, that's when I'm going to gun for 55.05. Inspector Gadget, pretty much. No, that's just the King's Guard coming to make sure that I'm doing the right things on my own land. Here comes the green new high. Throw them in the harbor. There's a little insight to how my brain works. I see VIX dropping to a 15-minute pivot from momentum favor the weakest index, and that tells me what the market favors a bit. There you go. It's looking like it now. 54.94 here, just took out the prior morning high again. And strong move so far. That was overall a 20-point move. VIX is rolling off again. This may be the final move of the day, or the final direction. Man, what an aggressive move. God, this volatility is insane. Let's see. SPX is 54.60 currently. Going up, we got a little green. 5,500 coming up to 5,505. Oil's getting creamed right now, all the way down. Huge engulfing red candles off of the 78, and now they're coming back down to the pivot of 76.21. Nice. 54.91. 55.05 will be my overarching target here, and then up to that, they could clear up to 55.31, which would be another reclamation of yesterday's levels. $5,500. Half-heart attempt here, waiting to blast off. NVIDIA looks weak. I think NVIDIA will pick up though. Might be a good opportunity here if that call buying on NVIDIA still maintains. But right now the market is still buying puts or buying calls and selling puts. So the market flow is supporting this move up to 55.05 here. Now the GEX overall is still positioned 5,400, but currently the market structure is pointing higher. But remember, volatility. Think in terms of volatility. Volatility. VIX rolling off again, 1793. $54.95. Man, look at these wicks, dude. Patience. A long NVIDIA 0DD 115 117 call. Use the spread to mute high IVs. Define R&R potential IV crush later. I like it. Another bottom wick right by, or top wick right inside the range. Now this is an important move here. After the first breakout, we have a top wick. Now is it going to just chop, or are we going to regather? This is the regather here. I'm telling you, man. Be patient. $54.88. Oh, man. NASDAQ is putting out 50 points like it's nothing. Yeah, that's what was crazy about yesterday, man, is that, like, these candles are so aggressive you can't use big position sizing, because if you're wrong, you'll get wiped. 40, 50 points on NASDAQ. I was not patient enough this morning so far. I got a banger pre-market oil. 33% of back getting chopped up. Man, look at this complete reversal again. They are reversing every single candle. This is disgusting. Nothing for me yet. Every time I try to look for a qualification, they can't close over it. That's the only thing keeping me safe right now. I was looking for a close under POC. They couldn't do it. I'm looking for a close up here above the prior pivot. They can't do it up here. It's obscene. This is back and forth, man. I'm telling you, think in terms of volatility, not bear bull today. Volatility. Look at this. Wow. 54.81 again. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The last dandelion. 54.89 again. Watch, they're going to bounce it again. This is terrible. Terrible. Wow. Incredible. What a move. I don't know. Do they bounce it again, or is it this time do they drill it? I don't know. Obscene. Obscene is what I can say here. Just meant to buy more puts and I sold them. It's too crazy for me yesterday. Small positions, I emergency stop saved my butt. I only got up a 20% loss. There you go. All right, I'm about to put a new low in here on ES. Nvidia is pumping down. VIX is back up to where it was. Complete pump and dump right there. That was a 30-point pump and dump, which is a big move on VIX or on ES. I'm telling you, man, patience. Don't get greedy today. This is like going up against Mike Tyson in his prime, and your ears are exposed and he's hungry. Although technically, I guess that wasn't his prime. But 54.74, large engulfings. The only thing that I was talking about there, other than the call buying, put buying, was that there is a bunch of exposure piling into 5400s and now 5395s. So the exposure is building into lower positions here. That's the only thing I saw here that was kind of a little bit of a asterisk for upside. Do I think a move up into FOMC is possible with the rate cuts? It's possible. My whole thing going to FOMC is going to be a mean reversion on the VIX. Nice, Liquid Lubu. Guy's been killing it. Yesterday he hit a 700%er. It seems like liquidity is pretty light. It is. It is very light. Oh, man. 54.75. Close this candle. Close it. Burning up the options. Yeah. Red candle's 54.72. VIX has broke the downtrend. Down we go. Yep. Rocketing VIX. We are going down, guys. I think so. Crazy shaking and baking here. That was a complete reversal there. Complete reversal. VIX is 1737. RTY got pummeled on that move, as is the Dow. Nvidia still getting pummeled. Apple's dropping. Last week was a banger. This week every move is make ours is wrong. Well, today so far has been a day of patience. You know, very quick moves. Still waiting. Can't close under it yet. Ton of bottom wicks in the 5477, 5480 space. But that was an aggressive pump and dump. It's about aggressive as they get. Watch right here. I should alert when I enter to trade so everyone can do the opposite. Today's a day of instant reversals. So. Instant reversals. I'm telling y'all, man, be patient. Wait for the close. The IV is high enough. Listen to me. Listen to me. The IV is high enough where when we start to make a move, there will be plenty of time to get in a trade. Be patient. That's nasty. 5474. NASDAQ of 19072. Tons of wicks. Tons of wicks. They're about to come out with the John Wick 5 because there's so many wicks here. Can oil break? Oil's down 76.33, another top wick, which will get us down into the 75s. Beautiful. Beautiful. IV currently is 32%. Can you explain why it'd be in dealers' best interest to deflate VIX going to a volatile event? I know you talked about leaving money on the table, but I still don't fully understand that. Well, those that provide the market for the option chain are selling calls and selling puts. You know, they make money off of the first inflation of the premium so they can enter, and then deflation so they can profit. They're not going to hold the VIX and or the IV high into a volatile event. Not this early, I should mind you. That's the caveat there. Now, if tomorrow was FOMC, absolutely. But this far out, I would expect they pop the VIX and the volatility overall IV of the market, and then mean revert it a little bit, maybe not all the way down, but a little bit. Get the premiums a little bit cheaper, and then go back up. Now, I guess that could change given the fact that we are kind of holding a volatile underlying premise of the market now, because things have changed. The market is, I mean, the ramifications of this insanity going on in the political landscape right now is going to have ramifications on the market because there's so many unknowns and first and historical measures being taken here that the market is going to be a little bit skittish. It's going to be a little bit skittish. So, the alertness of the market is heightened. Are you asking what the IV is or what IV is? If you get what I'm saying here. I'm so mad now. The puts I would have gotten would be up 80%. Yeah, that's right, Trippy Mike. I'm observing FinTwit get absolutely chopped up right now, trying to force a trade on the reverse chop, 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 chop. Yeah. And meanwhile, I'm sipping on my my coffee that I had to have late because I couldn't have it this morning. After the gym this morning, I had a small cup of straight black coffee, nothing in it, because I couldn't have anything for the blood draw. I firmly believe that there's nobody out there that truly enjoys straight black coffee. It's the most horrible thing you'll ever drink. But people do it all the time. I think it's because of more of those like, I drink coffee black. I don't need to put cream in my coffee. Like, get out of here. Stuff is terrible. Keeps rejecting off Monday lows, yeah. Yeah, now if it's a good high quality coffee, I could see it. Like an espresso or something, definitely. But I need to do just a little touch of cream, just a small touch, just to take the acidity out. No one actually likes cigars, yeah. VIX is getting crushed. Not yet. Now VIX is still flat. That's what I'm looking for, though. I used to love black coffee. It's all about having the right espresso machine, filtered water, excellent coffee beans. Oh yeah, 100%. Do I smoke cigars? No, sir. I've never smoked. Nothing. Never puffed anything. Pinch of baking soda. Nice. I put raw honey. That's what I do. I put just a touch of cream and just a little splash of honey, and that's what I do. I use 18% cream. I drink mine black with with sugar, not just because I don't want the calories. There you go. I used to do heavy cream because I did not to break the fast, because I used to do intermittent fasting, and I still do kind of, although not strictly. But a little bit of heavy cream won't break your fast. Just a small amount. Whereas milk will, because there's sugar added sugar in it. Green back up to 54.84. Still can't close under the POC. So that thing is saving my butt right now. But now, do I really want to long it up into the area? Look, I don't know. I'm in a glass box of emotions. Cream no bueno causes major baldness. See, that's the problem. That's why. There you go. Definitely an iron condor day until this is resolved. Yeah. Yeah. Although I would be scared right now if I had an iron condor on, especially a 0DT. I'd be like, like both sides would be just being tested. A day like today, I would have been hosed on an iron condor because I'd start hedging on these big moves, and then it would reverse, and I'd lose money on the hedge, and I'd just get upset, and I'd flip my computer over. So like that's why I stopped doing iron condors on 0DT time frame. Starting to slowly understand the power of not trading instead of looking at it as a missed opportunity. That's a great comment, Munch. Great comment. It's not a missed opportunity. It allows you, in fact, more opportunity. Because if you're in a wrong trade, that is missing opportunity. But if you're in no trades, you have all the opportunity in the world, baby. Nothing but opportunity. I enjoy black coffee, but it doesn't do quality with yeah. What would you be down to check out a longer term chart? Just give me a minute. We're coming back down to support here, and remind me here in a few minutes. I've never had success when the option strategies involve more than 2 contracts. Simpler the better. Absolutely. Simpler the better. Am I looking for a close above or below the range? Honestly, I'll take what I can get here. I have no idea which way we're going to go. I've got options data pointing both directions. I've got GEX lower. I've got a little bit of call buying. I've got call buying on NVIDIA. I've got the VIX back and forth. I don't really know. So what I'm going to do is play what I see. So right now I'm looking for a close under the POC to show a wiping of the support. of 5480-ish. Once we take out that area, I'll look for a possible move back down to 5400. And that's it. Until then, I'm just going to sit here and chill. Call boxes open seems to outweigh puts, but the carryover from yesterday with 95% puts and 5 calls. Counterculture. Interesting. I read a book, Counterculture, that was fantastic. By David Platt. I think once they go up at all those put deltas won't let it. Yeah. The amount of liquidity they're grabbing on both sides. It's crazy. I mean, NASDAQ is back and forth in a 150 point range. Is that right? 140 points? Jeez. Has anyone been to Salem, Massachusetts for Halloween or for October? My kids wanted to ask me if we can go there this year. And seeing if it was worth it. So far, the biggest complaint I hear is it's extremely overcrowded. But ES 5482. Loved it. Nice. My uncle lives in Dover. Sounds fun. My cousin did, and they took the pics. Looks good. Nice. Anyone have the POS indicator? POC? I think someone made it. Yeah. I personally, I forget who it was, but I was there in 1992 for the 300-year anniversary. There you go. Can't speak to the crowds, but it was good family fun. I'm gonna have to do it. 5481. They are building more liquid. 5470, 65 down to 45. I had a home right around the museum in the Commons. I recommend you go during the week instead of the weekend. I could do that. Lived in Salem for 8 years. What about the first week of October? Because that's when we would go. Is it too busy? 5478. All right, watch this area. This is the first time we finally had a little top wick into this area. So let's see if we can get down. I should read the book Killing Witches. I've heard that. I haven't read it before, though. 5481. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Blew up my entire account last 15 minutes with a huge dump red candle. I'll be taking a break. Not sure when I'll be back. Keep calm. Come on, man. I hate that for you, dude. Let me know if I can help. I hate I hate seeing those messages, man. It's a lot of pain. But this has been a tough day, a very choppy day. So let me know if I can help. Hate it for you, man. It's awful. We'll go back to paper trade once I'm back. There you go. There you go. Looks like the main mistake there was position size was too high and took too many trades. Also blew my account this week on no patience. I'm down to very little. It does suck. I feel for you. PTSD had blown up is eventually what made me a good trader. Yeah. Yep. I was emotionally drained. You know, after 3 years of doing this and not making too much progress, I was emotionally drained because I would get euphorically happy on the wins and like incredibly depressed on the downside. Not only was my P&L erratic, but my emotions were erratic. So literally, it just came down to what am I going to do to change? Am I going to keep doing the same thing over and over? Am I going to change? And that's what ultimately led to my euphoria, or my not euphoria, my light bulb moment of understanding position sizing. Epiphany. There you go. One of the best things that happened to me in my I'm terrible with language. One of the best things happening in my account, balance dipping below 25 with only a few trades available per week. It made me slow down. Yeah. I also took a big L this morning trying to front a move and got wrecked. No patience. Gave back in the majority of this week. Man, how do you solve that psyche mentality? I mean, literally, I was literally exhausted from doing this. So, like, the only way for me to fix the problem, because in trading, in logging all my trades, I knew that I had a decent eye for catching setups, for understanding price action, and knowing, I guess, in a rough manner what to do. But I still could never make progress. And the whole theme was my losses were blowing me out. It doesn't matter how many wins I had. It didn't matter if I went on a 3-week terror of just nothing but wins. One trade would wipe me out. So literally, I was taking 50% to 100% position sizing every trade. I was just slinging it, and I would go on 3-week tears where I wouldn't miss, and I would quadruple my account, double my account, and then I would get wiped down. And I was good enough trader to eventually to keep it right at break even, but it was 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and it was terrible. So literally, I was like, man, I'm going to trade with like micro positions and then see how it goes. Screw it. Nothing's working anyway. And I realized that I made money. And more importantly, my emotions stayed flat. And that was a game changer for me. The fact that I can enjoy trading without like sweating was a game changer for me. And it allowed me to see the market clearly and actually enjoy trading. So that's why I talk about it every day, to the point where people get annoyed that I talk about it so much. But it's literally everything. Is that there is no other way. Like, do not listen to the crap on the internet of people 1,000xing their account in 2 weeks. It does not exist. The people turning $1,000 into $1,000,000 is a complete farce. It doesn't exist. You have to take position sizing way down and inch your way into it. And I say this to give y'all hope. Like, there is a way to do this, and it is possible, but you have to turn position sizing down. You have to be realistic, and you have to diversify your exposure. 401ks, retirement accounts, funds, stock holdings, day trading account. I think that's where I'm at with trading, but luckily I still have my son and another income to keep me grounded. There you go. What was your position sizing before you made it lower? Yeah, there you go. 50% up to 100%. One sec. I have to answer this call. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to take a call. There's the contractor. Passed inspection. So first inspection is passed. When people post on Reddit 100 plus K gains, the FOMO is crazy. Yeah, it's not real. None of it's real. None of it's real. I'm telling you, from this side of the tape and the people that I've talked to and some of the big accounts that I actually DM with all the time, it's not real. Promise you. There's not one single person on Twitter that does the $100 to $1 million accounts. Doesn't exist. Promise you. They would be on Wall Street if that's the case. Dang it, another phone call. Now it's the inspector himself. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Same story. I was slinging 2.5 shares in a small caps, making 5K a day for months, and they got destroyed. Yep, it's not a fun moment. I was thinking about this yesterday too. I think there's been some kind of thing to focus on that can be grounding. For me, it's self-directed studying. Otherwise, being too happy with things that go well or bummed out, things go bad, and it gets more skilled. Income eventually comes. Yeah. Yep. What you're saying now is the reason why I'm here. Appreciate you. I appreciate you skipping. Yeah. Appreciate y'all. If you want to vent or talk about things, let me know. I seriously have a kill for OM. Figure out. Yeah, absolutely. Y'all could also DM me too if you have questions. I blew up a prop firm eval yesterday, but I had the best day of my career or my life on my real account. Yeah, I mean, prop firms will absolutely destroy your emotions, man. They're incredibly frustrating to trade with the rules. All right, so ES is right back up to the high of the day. Right back up to high of the day. All right. I am coming up on my log off time here, and today I'll be out of the office for pretty much the rest of the day. But so I don't know if I'll jump into a trade here, but we'll see. Time for some more long swing trade. I just got out of one, but yeah, I need to get another one on. I held that thing for 2 weeks. I feel like I'm pestering whenever I ask questions. But whenever I ask questions, reach out to him for support. No, you ain't pestering me at all. It may take me a little bit to get back to you. I've got a whole bunch of DMs constantly, but you're not annoying me at all. That's what I'm here for, man. Trading zones is the best, but as soon as the market opened, we forget every word. Oh yeah, that's part of being a human, man. Oh man, 54.92. Another rejection. Do we go ahead and front run puts here for a breakdown, and then put calls again at the bottom? Jabroni coin. Serve is still going. Is that Serve Pro? What is that? What are they doing? Serve Robotics? Man, that thing is rocketed. From $2 to $14? Dang. I need to catch one of those moves in my life. What's Cliss doing nowadays? Was that thing delisted? Clickstream Corporation. Oh my gosh. 0.000001 cent. Oh, it's delisted. It's not even listed anymore. Heh. That was the last penny stock I bought. Can you check a long-term chart? A firm. What chart? How long did it take you to get your emotions out of the way? It took me 3 years to become consistently profitable and to learn my foundational lessons. Not all the lessons, because I'm still learning lessons to this day. But the foundations on which I built the trader I am today, it took 3 years to learn that overpositioning is not it. I was just going to ask if you ever speculatively jump into microcaps, but I guess that was the answer. Yeah. Yeah, I took a trade back in the day on CLIS, Cliss, and I put $10,000 in it. And I bought in at 4 cents, and I made a little money. But I got crazy and I closed it out, and then literally like 3-4 months later, it had rocketed, and I would have made multiple six figures on that trade. But yeah, everybody, because that was a trade that all the dudes at work were talking about, because military pilots are just as degenerates as anybody else. In fact, more so. And they were like, dude, you got to trade Cliffs. You got to get into CLIS. And all the IT dudes were talking about this thing. And it's like, it's going to be an app that you do game style show questions with celebrities and blah blah blah. And Brett Favre has already signed on. And I was like, heck yeah, I'll put 10 G's in. Another argument for patience. Was there enough liquidity to cash out? I don't know. At the time, I was well out of the trade. I would have made more than what I did make, though. FSLR. Let me take a look. FSLR. First Solar. I have a stock certificate for 10,000 shares of a solar company that my dad bought in 1972. Couldn't have been Apple. Couldn't have been Microsoft. Now a bankrupt solar company. Thanks, Dad. All right, what do you want to know about FSLR? They are consolidating. They've been consolidating since June 2024. They haven't yet filled the imbalance from the big push there in May. That was a phenomenal rocket from 200 to 300. A 50% move there. They're now basing at the support and resistance. So, some people would call that a diamond pattern, which is bearish. They do have two large sell side volume candles the past month. That does not bode well for upside. That's more of a bearish indication. So, overall, as long as they hold over 206, they're still holding support. If they break out 206, that's where things are going to come down. But their chart does not look good. $54.91. I had a bunch of Moderna at the beginning of COVID, and I sold early on because I didn't know much what I was doing. Just to see it run up $300 a share. Yeah. One of my favorite memories, other than the Amazon call that y'all know about, the biggest single day of the year, is that I was holding a lot of airlines, mainly Southwest, the day they announced the COVID shot. I think it was November of 2020. Actually, yeah. And that was a nice day to look at to open up to. I was at work when that happened. The exact moment this OM leaves, this thing will break out of the range. Absolutely. How about Boeing? Let me go take a look. Pour me something tall and strong. Boeing is 187.63. They are back up into the resistance of 188.20. I still think they're a fantastic long, although they are printing a weak pattern here on the daily chart for a move lower. All I know about Boeing, if they get down to the 160 again, I'm just smashing the bid. I'm going to hold that baby into oblivion. If they recapture 192, we're going to be in breakout territory. They have a sell side volume that hit on July 8th that's not good, so that most likely what they're going to do is retest that liquidity from 191.58 before a pivot. On Capital Preservation Friday, I would rather miss a move than lose money. Absolutely. I'm with you. I'd rather miss a move today than lose money. If you smash the bid, that means you're selling. Got to lift the ass to buy. There you go. You're right. You're right. I stand corrected. You're right. I'd want to get the bid, but in an uptrend, you're not going to do it. I know this is a crystal ball question, but if the lower rates in July or September, either one, how long do you think it'll be before they see the market downturn? Well, if you remove the variable of politics, I would probably say November, December. Maybe even October. However, we live in a world where we have crazy politics. I guess you can't even call it politics anymore. It's a sideshow act. So I don't know. I don't know. It could be as late, as January, February. It could be early as August, September. I don't know. It depends who wins the election. Because it's no longer, oh, never mind, I won't go there. But yeah, it depends who wins the election. I'm thinking no rate cut next week. I'm thinking August for the cut. September for me. I would think no cut and then 50 basis points in September. Anna Colling's book just arrived. I'm looking forward to some poolside. Beautiful. Great book. Take notes. Copious notes. Chapters 4 through 8 is the keystone of that book. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. meets the Hawk Tuah girl. There's a sentence I never thought I would say. A maintenance man at a high school used the school's electricity to mine Bitcoin. It inflated the school's electricity bill by $18,000 a month. That is the most WSB thing as I've ever heard of. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. $200 IQ right there. Yeah. BTC miners are killing our power grid in Texas. I've heard of that. That's an unintended consequence of the Bitcoin craze is the power draw. Today's price action is brought to our sponsors, Hawk and Tuah. Hawk Tuah. Get yours today. Down to check out one more chart? Yeah, UNH. UNH is obviously a medical name. They used to be the top 10 of the S&P. They're no longer. And they went on a strong craze of consolidation from 2021 until now, and just now recently broke out. They had the resistance at 553, and that was the pivot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times they rejected 553 in the last 2 years, 3 years. And finally, they break through 553, and they sold back off and use that as support. So we have a qualified support resistance flip for another reattack at 578. I personally, I've traded that name a couple of times the past couple of years playing the range, but it's not a name I really want to get into too much because it's very slow moving, and it's been range bound for so long. So if it takes out 582, I'd look for upside. But again, that's one of those names as well. It depends on who's elected. There's a lot going on here. It depends on who gets the seat here in November. That's a medical-driven name. Can you run enough solar panels to mine Bitcoin for free? I don't know, man. Probably not, because life isn't that simple. But it makes sense to me. Isn't it not worth mining anymore because of the time and power consumption? I don't know. My wife and I have a server running off in the shared garage in the townhome we rented. We got a letter from the HOA that we have to quit, or they ask the landlord to kick us out. Heh. HOAs. So get this, our neighbor, she bought, her and her husband 3 years ago bought a farm that we were actually looking at before we bought ours. It was on the market for years. She finally bought it, her and her husband, and they started building a house. Long story short, house failed every inspection in the book because the husband self-contracted and didn't do it right, and then the husband left her for another woman. Terrible situation. She goes to sell. They went through auction, and yesterday was the date that they closed on the property for another seller, and she's taking care of it by herself because the husband bolted with this other woman. So she's this woman taking care of everything by herself. She was supposed to have the property cleared out yesterday, and she didn't do it. The closing was yesterday, and all her stuff was still on the property, like her lawnmowers, her tables, her refrigerator, like all that stuff. So the new owners come and lock everything up, chain it all up, and said, sorry, we gave you the time to get out, and you didn't. It's all our stuff now, and locked everything up. So she shows up today and bolt cut with bolt cutters and cuts all the chains off and starts taking their stuff. There's like 10 cop cars there now. I'm like, come on, man, this is a little old country road. So between that and the cows, I've got a pretty happening street, man. Pretty happening street. Got to watch these country people. Doesn't it legally become theirs? I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah. You have to have that property cleared out. Amish gangsta town. Yeah, if it was me, I would let her have it. Like, what am I going to do with her stuff? But now, if you come on the property and cut a bunch of chains and stuff, that's one thing. But I would just let her have it. Whatever, man. What am I going to do with your old refrigerator? My old mining rig, I used to print $1,200 a month. Now it's not profitable. Wow. That's pretty cool. All that stuff is so far above my head, man. I don't even know. Can't you build like a really awesome gaming rig with that? Like, aren't those video processors? Like a gigantic supercomputer? Or does that not work that way? They don't let you link GPU anymore? Or they aren't the same. They want to buy the 4090. My kid wants me to buy the 4090. He's like, Dad, when you buying the 4090? I'm like, I don't need a 4090. I'm not an editor for Pixar. My wife's old office had electricity included. I had this grandiose plan to build 10 rigs and run it from there. Nice. I have a 4080. It's enormous. I have the 3080. And so far, I haven't had a problem with that thing. It's 3 years old though. 2.5 years old. My one little computer here with the 3080, like I have to bring in a fan because the office gets so freaking hot from this thing. So I can't imagine like 10 of those or all those rigs, the Bitcoin rigs. That's going to be a monumental amount of heat and power. Like I feel like an oven on this computer. It does have it has a liquidity cooled, I guess, whatever thing on there, but liquidity cooled. You could tell I'm a trader. You jabronis. I know Joe Key to my office in the winter in Minnesota used my mining rig. Yeah, I bet, man. It's crazy. Liquid cooled just means it's better dumping a heat in your room. Yeah. Previous owner in our new house left a table saw and tons of hand tools, gardening tools, firefighter hat, uniform, DeWalt batteries, motorcycle. Gave him a call, asked if he wanted it. Yeah. That's pretty cool, Dan. It's really fancy. It looks like ooze. I feel like if you drink that, you turn into Super Shredder. Anyway, I'm doing a lot of chit-chatting. Splinter. Is it Super Splinter? Yeah. Well, we're coming up on the end here. I haven't taken a single dang trade today. So, which is perfectly fine. That's why I'm doing a lot of yapping. Has options flow trade at all? Changed at all? Honestly, I haven't looked. Let me take a look. Yeah, in fact, call buying has dropped off significantly. It's not nearly as bullish. Let's take a look at SPX. The current strike on SPX is all over the place. There's not a one level to look at. We have 5,400, 5,455, 5,490. The change currently on the premiums is mostly associated with 5,400. In terms of the flow, we have Tesla puts, Google puts, Microsoft puts, NVIDIA calls, TLT calls, which is interesting. I haven't seen TLT on there in a hot minute. So yeah, but the market flow is still bearish, just not nearly as bearish. In fact, they're starting to enter into call selling territory. That's what I thought. Shredder was the guy, and Splinter was the master. Do you think we start to see some consolidation at these levels? After yesterday's shakeout, ES has now been here since 04 in the morning. Aside from this little shaking and baking, so it does appear that they're going to do that. Overall, I still stick to my thesis of keep an eye on the VIX. I think the VIX will tell the tale here. If they roll the VIX, you know what to do. If they pop the VIX, you know what to do. Going into next week. Remember, next week we have a ton of volatility. Ton. Non-farm payroll, FOMC. Although I do expect a pause if they decide to cut. You're going to see extreme volatility. So, is VPA applicable with the same level of probability and success from the 1 to 3 minute time frame compared to 1 day? No. Nothing has the same level of confidence on the 1 to 3 minute time frame as the 1 day. So, or the same rate of success. The lower time frame you get, the lower confidence and the lower win probability you get. It's simply the market is simply too erratic on the shorter time frames. It's kind of like, taking your hand and getting a gigantic handful of peanut butter. You can't eat it all in one bite because you need some milk or some water. But you can nibble on it over the course of a week. You can eat it all. So the 1 day spreads it all out nice and even. Nice and even, where you can see things clearly. For the 1 to 3 minute, it's so erratic, man. It's crazy. For example, right now, look at the difference between the 5-minute chart and the 60-minute chart. The 60-minute is nothing but tight dojis. The 5-minute has these huge 30-point sweeps up and down. And it looks a lot more egregious than the 60-minute implies. Oh my gosh. Imagine seeing those 30-point moves on the 1-minute chart, or even some craziness on the 30-second chart. It's crazy. When you say the VIX tells the tail, which you've said a few times, you don't mean it gives direction like loud could have a move. The other signals tell us up or down. Yes, however, in this particular case, if they start to really roll off the VIX hard, down and down and down, that is going to be a tailwind for the market, which means up. I would start longing the market pretty heavily if they really start killing the VIX back down, and then continually they'll kill the VIX. Because what is that telling you that's happening? They're closing out all the downside hedges, which normally should be puts or short calls. And when that happens, that means the deltas are going to go up and the market's going to go higher. It's going to reverse their deltas, which is going to throw, and it all leads back. If you got a flow chart, all this crap we're talking about, it all points back to the required hedging parameters of the algorithms. When the VIX starts to drop, they have to close their puts and short call positions and any other short futures trades. That is going to change their delta on their portfolio, which is going to adjust their hedging parameters back into buy mode, which is going to throw the tailwind market because now they have to hedge their positive deltas back to neutral, which means they've got to buy the market. I'm sorry, their short premium is back to neutral, which means they have to buy the market up, and up we go. So when you start to see the VIX come off, the hedges roll off, positions go up. It all points to one time, which is the hedging. Is 1% good daily loss limit for a $50,000 account? Yeah. Yeah, but I would say it depends, but I would say that's a good target. Yeah, if you hit 1% a day, you're done. Me personally, I would probably lock it up a little bit before that. European market just closed 2 minutes ago. Oh my gosh. 54.91. Back and forth. You're welcome, Color Me Purple. Good question. Good question. What's the best place to see the VIX? TVC VIX. Do you have TradingView skipping EMU? So here, if you do have Trading Ticks or TradingView, too many tradey things. Trading Ticks, TradingView, I don't know. But you want the TVC VIX right there. That's going to be the one that's not delayed. And I'm pretty sure that's free, too. It's been a hot minute since I've had the free access, but I'm pretty sure you get that even if you're on the free trading view. I could be wrong. Don't hold me to that. This just appears to be short covering. I think we'll move up as the day goes on. Let me see. Right now, I'm seeing put selling, call buying. Puts keep driving deeper and deeper into selling territory, and calls, although have diminished, they are still in buying territory. So for now, I could agree with that. We do have, of course, holding bottom wick to the top here, 54.85. If they don't shift lower here before 10:45 or so, then I would expect a breach of the morning high into the 12 o'clock time frame. Love you too, Juice Box. Off to the old gym. Shoulder day. Today was shoulder day. Nice. Oh, man. All right. Hanging out. About to wrap it up here. Questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, criticisms. What an ugly trading day so far. Haven't placed any trades today, just watching the magic unfold. Yep, I think that's a good idea. Thoughts on INTC? Let me take a look. Indigo November, Tango Charlie, Intel Corporation. Getting destroyed. Red candles. Man, they failed their breakout, didn't they? Man, the only reason I like the INTC company is because I think they'll survive the Taiwan-China conflict better than the other mega caps. We haven't heard a peep about China-Taiwan conflict since March or April or so, but don't be mistaken. That is still on the hot plate, and it still will rear its ugly head. But right now, there's other issues at hand here. So it's not a bad name to have into your long-term account. Would I recommend day trading it? Probably not. Would I take a long here? Probably not, unless it's a stock. I don't think it's a bad idea to add this name to your long-term account if you want to take some small cap speculation, especially as it drills into the 28, 27 area. Yeah, dollar cost average with shares is what I'm thinking too. Yeah. They have decent support here at 29.76, 30, 30 somewhere in there. After that, you're looking at 26, so the downside is limited here. The downside is limited. Not a bad idea. Can you look at the 5-minute chart on at 10:35 Eastern? That's when I went short. Would have been a perfect long. You're talking about on ES? Let's take a look. 54.92. You're welcome, Gaz. I want to see y'all's faces. Like I spend so much time with y'all every day, and I feel like we're friends, but I don't know what y'all look like except for the people I met at the conference. Like Mojo, Mr. 50. Let's see the 10:35 5-minute candle. That's where you went long or short. I mean, yeah, you had a red candle followed by a top wick. The only thing I'd probably recommend is long time frame long time frame confirmation. Other than that, I mean, yeah, that's the erratic nature of the short time frames. It didn't look like a terrible short entry. We had a high volume spike at 11:05. We had some red candles, top wicks. I don't blame you, but that's just the erratic nature of the 5-minute time frame. The 15-minute painted a little bit different picture, yeah, but yeah. We need another conference. I know you're busy, but when it happens, absolutely. We'll make that a priority. Also, I want to get the book done. I've put pause on the book for a while, but I need to get that done. I want to get that done. Did you bring my name up? Yeah, because I was saying I need to put a face with a lot of the names in here. Like, I know what you look like. I know what Mojo looks like. There's a lot of other names too, but I can't associate them with the Discord names. I know what CJ looks like, but he hasn't spoken in a while. Is it true I look like Joe Rogan? No. Yeah, I know what Mrs. OM looks like. You see my avatar? I look nothing like that. I love it. When's our next conference? I don't have a date set, but I'd like to get it rolling, man. Vampire squid. I love it. Look at that. It's a beautiful dog. I was out for 6 months on a trip and came back to no friends, and everyone changed their name or left. Yep. Any idea where it may be? I still think I'm going to hold it in Montana. Definitely. Hey! Exactly how I pictured, Dan. Exactly how I pictured. Got the old gabagoo in here. Love it. How you doing? How you doing? Beautiful family, man. Beautiful family. Juice box, you as well. Love it. It's good to put names with faces with names, man. It's good stuff. Montana would be so lovely. Absolutely. Love it. It's good stuff. One thing I was surprised by OM is that you're a lot more shy in person than I've managed. Yeah, I'm definitely a lot more introverted. I wouldn't necessarily say shy, but introverted. I don't mind talking to people, but you know, that's why it's funny that God has placed me in kind of in this position. Posted a picture of myself one time, and Lee Rat made fun of my hair and posted one, but it's all right. Lee Rat constantly posted my butt picture, so he does things like that. ES is coming up 54.94. Yeah, where I was squatting. Yeah. Oh man. Imagine someone spits out, oh, I'm on a plane and starts rambling about full porting trades in Bitcoin. Yeah, it happened. Took my gut 2 years to catch up. I love it. That's hilarious. $54.96. Coming into the 5,500 liquidity zone. Microsoft is rocketing, climbing up. VIX is rolling off again. Doing its thing. Doing its thing. Watch the second I sign off. It's going to blast. Me and my dog I lost last year. One of my favorite picks. Nice, Trippy Mike. I'm sorry you lost your dog. It's a beautiful dog. Look like a real good dog. Oh man. What do we got? 54.95. There's a picture of me at the Olympia last year. I love it. Dude's a beast. Like it. I know you were well in shape, in great shape, but calves are cropped out. ES is coming up here. Watch the pivot at 5,500. I love it. What's up, Dave? Beautiful family. Oh man, I've always wanted to go there. The Red Rock Amphitheater thing. I've always wanted to go there. Take it easy, C-Bomb. Yeah, that looks amazing. Very cool. Skipping Emu. Nice dog. I'll be there in August. Nice. $54.99 and going here. But I'm about to hop off, so I'm not going to play it. But it does look like it. Microsoft is breaking out. If NVIDIA turns up along, then this thing is probably going to go. I may actually put on a position, but we'll see. We'll see. It's definitely looking upside here. Calls are still holding, doing its thing. I might. I don't know, man. Like I said, once I sign off here, I'm pretty much on the road. So I'll be back and forth from the farm, taking care of a couple of things. I'd hate to get in a position to have to manage it, so we'll see. No trade's a good day. Absolutely. I've had a fantastic week, fantastic month. There's no reason really to rush into things. I'm playing at Red Rocks in September. Really? Nice. Were you the guy that plays with bands in like Vale and stuff like that? I know there's somebody in here that did that. Was that you? I'd love to come. There you go. There's me and the fam. That's your boy OM. Took me a minute to figure out adding a photo. There you go. Nice river. Name checks out. Beautiful. Nice fish, too. Damn, your kid has great hair. He does have great hair. They all have great hair. It's nice to know what you look like besides a squat picture. Yeah. I gotta get that thing out of here. They don't take after their dad. No. No. I had a full head of hair. I'll have to post a picture of me when I was a kid one day. I had a huge head of hair. Then I turned 21. September 24th. Let me put you on the list. Yeah, it's awesome, man. Are you the headliner? Or like, what do you like? Do you sing? Do you play? Like, what do you do? I'm curious, man. That's awesome. I love it. I always want to go there. At least you can take creatine without worrying about hair loss. Yeah. The hair loss was a small price to pay. Small price to pay for lifting heavy weight. All right, y'all. I'm going to call it. Any last questions, comments, concerns? Decided against TV and commuting to a projector, screen, and sound system for a movie room. Any recommendations? I went through the same because I built a movie room in my prior home that we've now sold. I weighed the pros and cons of a projector versus a TV, and I elected to go with a large TV. Like we found a 90-inch TV on sale for Black Friday, and I think I paid $1,100 for it, something like that. Fantastic decision. So a high quality projector is way more expensive, and you have to one, it puts off a lot of heat. It's a little bit noisy, and you'll never get as clear as a good quality high definition TV. So I just elected to get a big 90-inch TV. It was huge. So I'm always a fan of the TV. Now, if you want to go like 200 inches and stuff, obviously you have to go with a projector. But I would recommend getting yourself nowadays you can get an awesome quality TV for nothing. Although I did look up a 120-inch TV on Best Buy, and it's $140,000 right now for a QLED 120-inch TV, which is a little bit more than I would spend on a TV. How do you feel about the rejection of today's highs? I know you were talking about maybe going up, but I'm worried about the downside still considering. Well, the last target here before 55.05 here is 55 is this 5500 pivot. If we clear that, I would expect a move up into yesterday's highs. Let me go I'll take one last look at the market. If I'm being honest with you, I have no idea where this thing is going. My overall thesis is mean reversion on the VIX. If they continue to roll the VIX, then I'd look for downside. The market is still in call buying, put selling territory. And it's bolstered by the fact that Nvidia is still call buying here too. So if I'm being completely honest, I'm enjoying the fact that I'm not in a trade at the moment. I don't know what's going on. I would still encourage you to watch the VIX. If the VIX continues to plummet, then just take some lower risk upside positions. I was going for 105 inch or so, but that's true. TVs are pretty cheap compared to what they used to be. Yeah. So for me, especially if you're going for a movie room, you have to think about the noise of the projector, the heat of the projector, and of course you'll never get as good clarity as a TV. So I did not have any buyer's remorse on getting a TV. Definitely a range deal with NASDAQ respecting ORH and ORL. Nice. Yeah, I'll probably just sit this one out today. You're welcome, Skipping Emu. Yeah. What's better, the window seat or the aisle seat? The pilot seat. Option C. Ayo. Window seat all day long, baby. Window seat all day long. All right, y'all. I'm going to call this a day. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. No trade for me today, and most likely it'll stay that way. So, hope you have a fantastic day. Two things I'll recommend. One, watch the VIX. Two, be cautious of the final hour and a half of the day. Maybe a little spicy. So, hope you have a good rest of the day. I'm out. See you.